Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different than the norm on my channel. Usually I just do a lot of pickup videos and show you guys some of the things I bought. Today I'm going to do a tag video and I'm going to show you guys 5 movies that I feel are severely underrated, and these are 5 movies that I think everybody should, if you don't own them, at least watch them one time, check them out. I'm going to have a top 5 list, and I'm going to tag 5 people at the end. And I'm also going to show you 3 that didn't quite make the cut. These are like further consideration type movies. These are movies that everybody should watch, but they didn't quite make the top 5. So this first one here is called White Squall. It's a Ridley Scott film starring Jeff Bridges. And it's a really good out at sea type movie. It's a very atmospheric tale about Jeff Bridges as a teacher, and he's taken these gifted students out on a sea voyage, and it becomes quite an adventure. They have to weather severe storms, and they come across some pirates. I'm not going to give too much of the film away. It is beautifully shot. I think it's really underrated. This is a really good addition. It's put out by Mill Creek, but the scenery and everything about this movie is just breathtaking, and I happen to love this movie. I think everybody should give this one at least one watch, and probably add it to your collection if you don't already have it. So another one that didn't quite make the top 5 but is probably pretty high on my list is Moby Dick, starring Patrick Stewart and Gregory Peck, and a young Henry Thomas, or younger Henry Thomas. This was filmed in 1998, and this is a classic film from a classic story about the white whale. Captain Ahab becomes obsessed with killing the great white whale, and this is a PG version, and it's I think it's about 2.5 hours long, so you do have to dedicate some time to this film, but it is beautifully shot. It's another at sea type adventure, and I really enjoy those. And it's just, I mean, the DVD looks amazing. Who put this one out? This is Artisan that put this out. I would definitely love to upgrade to Blu-ray on this one someday, but for now this is a really good addition. It's going to stay in my collection. Very, very highly recommended. And the third one here that did not quite make the top 5, this is the French version of The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. It is in English language, but it was shot by the French. This is a French film, and this is a beautiful edition as well. I think this one's over 3 hours long, so you definitely have to dedicate some time to this one. But it's an epic type movie, and the storyline, well, you guys all know the story about Robinson Crusoe, but just the atmosphere in this film and the way it was shot, and it's just beautiful. There's not a whole lot of dialogue in this film, especially early on, but very, very good addition. Great movie. This is definitely one that you guys should check out at least once. So that is The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. That was from, what year was that made? Let me see here. It's 193 minutes. It's PG-13. I know it's quite long. I can't remember exactly, I mean, what year it was made. It's not showing on the back here. Sometimes it'll say on the disc, but I'm not seeing it. I think it was made in the early 2000s, maybe the late 1990s. Okay, anyway, this is number 5 on my list. I'm going to count down now from 5 to 1. This is based on a true story about an expedition that went up onto Mount Everest. It's called Into Thin Air, Death on Everest. And if you guys like the outdoor type movies with the snowy settings, and it's not really coming out that great, guys. Apologize about that. It's a film from 1997. I think they did do a remake of this recently that may be at the theater or just came out on Blu-ray. I'm not sure. But this particular edition is just full of beautiful cinematography, great acting, and it's a roller coaster of emotions in this film, and it's just amazing. I loved everything about this film, and I think it's just rated PG. This particular edition right here, it's on DVD, it's a full frame. So if you guys do get this, see if you can get it on widescreen, anamorphic widescreen, or even just get it on Blu-ray. So definitely a must-have in your collection, or at least check it out once. This one here is a film that came out, I think it's about 4 years ago or so. 10 years already. 2006 it came out. This is called The Fall. Directed by Tarsem. David Fincher and Spike Jonze present The Fall, and I love this movie. This was visually breathtaking for me. I don't use that kind of word for films very often, but this was amazing. And I'll just read the synopsis to you guys a little bit. I'm sure some of you have seen this before. This is definitely a must-own right here. At least watch it once. It says, filmed over a period of 4 years in 18 different countries, Tarsem's The Fall is an unforgettable movie experience. In 1920s Los Angeles, Alexandria, a 5-year-old girl hospitalized from a fall, strikes up an unlikely friendship with Roy, a Hollywood stuntman shattered by a near-fatal movie set accident and his lover's betrayal. To pass the time, he tells Alexandria the epic story of Governor Odious and the 5 remarkable heroes determined to defeat him. A dazzling world of magic and myth. Only when the line between reality and fantasy begins to dissolve does Alexandria realize how much is truly at stake. Presented by David Fincher, Fight Club, and Spike Jonze, adaptation, The Fall is an awe-inspiring cinematic tour de force. And this is one of the best visual films I've ever seen before in my life. This is really, really good. This is a great edition. This is from Sony, put this out. And it comes with these that little snapper thing on the side. Those are absolutely junk. So I'm going to probably switch this case out. But here you can see some of the, you can see a scene from the film, and it's just amazing. Really, really good movie. So that was number 4 on my list. And up next is number 3. This is called The Snow Walker. Their fight for survival formed an unbreakable bond, and it's about a airplane pilot, small airplane pilot, who is trying to transport this young lady from point A to point B. And somewhere in between, they end up having engine failure, and they have to land the plane, and they're in the middle of nowhere. And now they have to try to survive. And it's just another one of those cinematic, visually stunning type films. This is from, it's rated PG, it's 90 minutes long, and it's from 2003. And this is just a great, fantastic film. So I strongly recommend picking that one up. Number 2 on my list is Big Fish, starring Ewan McGregor, Albert Finney, Billy Crudup, and Jessica Lange. So it's got a great cast. And it's got one of the best directors, I think. Tim Burton made this one. And this is kind of an epic adventure. A lot of you guys may have seen this one already, but this is definitely a must-own in my opinion. Steve Buscemi and Danny DeVito are also in here. Music by Danny Elfman. And I apologize for the shaky cam, guys. I'm trying to do this one-handed here. It says, throughout his life, Edward Bloom has always been a man of big appetites, enormous passions, and tall tales. In his later years, portrayed by the 5-time Best Actor Oscar nominee Albert Finney, Sir Albert Finney, he remains a huge mystery to his son, William. Now to get to know the real man, Will begins piecing together a true picture of his father from flashbacks from his amazing adventures in this marvel of a movie. And this is a beautiful, beautiful movie. I love this movie. And I think everybody should check it out at least once. And number 1 on my list is The Way Back. And it's inspired by real events. And this has another good cast. It has Ed Harris and Colin Farrell, to name a couple. And it's a 133 minutes, rated PG-13, from 2010. And it's another one of those epic outdoors type film. And it starts out where Ed Harris and Colin Farrell and others are in a, what is it? It's some kind of a gulag or whatever they call it, the the prison in Romania. Here, I'll just read the back. They escape and they have to try to go across. They have to go across country to try to escape and get to be free. 4-time Oscar nominee Ed Harris, Jim Sturgis, Oscar nominee Saoirse Ronan, sorry if I mispronounced that, and Colin Farrell star in this epic saga of survival from 6-time Oscar nominee Peter Weir. Inspired by an incredible true story, the way back begins in 1940 when 7 prisoners attempt the impossible: escape from the brutal Siberian Gulag. Thus begins a treacherous 4,500-mile trek to freedom across the world's most merciless landscapes. And they have to go through all the different elements. There's snow, there's rain, there's heat in the desert, it's freezing cold at night, and it's just amazing. They have little food and few supplies. They don't know how to trust each other, but together they must withstand nature at its most extreme. Their humanity is further tested when they meet a teenage runaway who begs to join them on their quest. A compelling testament to the human spirit, this gripping wilderness adventure is Peter Weir at his hypnotic best. And I agree with that. This is just a fantastic film, and everybody should check this out at least once. It doesn't have anything inside, but this is just an amazing movie. Doesn't have any special features either. It just says it has behind-the-scenes featurette and a trailer, but it's from Image. So those are my top 5, guys. I'm going to tag some people here. Try to get a little group fun here going, and just to kind of shake things up a little different. It doesn't have to be outdoor type adventures that you pick. You can pick horror. You can pick any type of movie you want, just as long as you think it's underrated, or a movie you think everybody should see or own, however you want to put it. I'm going to tag Sammy, who is Falagar. I talked to him earlier today. He said he'd be glad to do it. And I talked to Jordan, who was given up 96. So, sir, you are tagged. Mr. Snickers 21, Bill, I talked to him earlier. Well, I sent him a message on Facebook. He said sure. So, Mr. Snickers 21, you are tagged. My buddy Matty Ice, Quack, he said he'd like to do it, so you are tagged, sir. And I'm going to tag somebody I haven't talked to yet, so I don't know if he's going to be able to do it or not, but that's Deniz Reviews. And due to the time difference, he's sleeping right now, so I couldn't get a hold of him. But I'm going to tag Deniz Reviews, and I guess I could leave it open too. If I didn't call your name, don't feel like I'm neglecting you. Go ahead and make a video if you want to. So we'll leave an open tag as well as the 5 that I did tag. And I'm interested to hear what you guys say about your movies. And thanks for watching, guys, and take care. I forgot to mention too, guys, when you do the tag video, just put in the header the title, Toddy Walnut's tag, underrated movies, or however you want to put it. And then don't forget to tag 5 people or however many you want to tag on your video. And then I'm going to link everybody down below that I tagged. And hopefully you guys can go down and check them out. You can watch their top 5 list and then sub to them. So thanks, guys. Take care.